It's about that time of day again. Welcome to your nightly newsletter, boys and girls. My name is Joseph James. It's Wednesday evening, March 11th, 2015, a Wednesday. Boy, and a crazy Wednesday. Boy, we get a jam-packed newsletter in store for you guys tonight. In tonight's newsletter, crude oil is bearish. Again, continuing to push these lows. But now we're coming off today's fresh new lows on crude. Now, smart traders are waiting for the buyers to grab short-term opportunities before selling at the highs of the channel. We're watching at $49 a barrel for our next big selling opportunities here on crude. Make sure you're paying attention later on in the newsletter. How about gold? The yellow metal is bearish as well. Boy, that dollar just will not stop. And they're talking about raising rates this year. Are you serious? Imagine what's going to happen when they raise rates. What's going to happen to the dollar then? It's going to be a fun one. Well, the yellow metal is bearish, but coming off the lows of the channel, we expect to see some profit taking on gold off these lows. Now, the buyers out there on gold, they're going to have some fun overnight and tomorrow, but smart traders are going to be waiting patiently to sell gold at overhead resistance levels. So watch out for that tomorrow. And as well as the Russell. Russell's got a rollover alert. We got contract rollover coming on the Russell. Bearish on the mini Russell and setting up perfectly here this evening for more selling opportunities off the highs of the bear channel. So bearish across the board, but we're coming off those lows, and boy, do we have an exciting newsletter in store for you guys and gals today. Before we begin jumping into charts here, I do want to remind you guys, we've got lots of good reasons to come over here to sidewaysmarkets.com, but make sure you're watching our video today on our trading blog at Sideways Markets. There are 3 reasons here this evening. First of all, you can download all of my charts right below the video tonight. Just click that link right below the video, and you can download all of the charts that you're going to see me using in my newsletter this evening. Second thing, upper left-hand corner, I've got a special free pass for you to come out and test drive being a member of our trade room. If you're not a member of School of Trade and you're curious, how do we trade this stuff? How do we use these newsletter levels? What does it feel like to be in our trade room? Who is this crazy guy, JJ? Come out and see me. We'll welcome you in, roll the red carpet out as a guest, and give you a free pass. Come out and test drive our live trade room. And, of course, lower left-hand corner. The last thing here, third thing, name and email address. We have a nightly newsletter mailing list that goes out right about 8 o'clock Eastern Time every evening. If you'd like to register, that way you never have to miss or have to wonder about missing another newsletter ever again. I'll send you an email when it's ready to be sent out. So 3 things here on the blog before we jump into charts. Download these charts tonight by following that link below the video. Grab your free pass. Come out and see me tomorrow as a guest in our trade room. And of course, last but not least, register for that newsletter list. If you register for the mailing list or you grab your free pass, I'm going to send you a verification email. That way I know I've got the right email address and for you to give me approval to keep sending you mail in the future. So make sure you check your inbox, your outbox, your spam box, junk box, whatever the heck you got over there on your Gmail, and check that verification email. All right, helmets on, seatbelts fastened. Hope you're hydrated. We get a busy one here for you guys this evening. Let's start out with that yellow metal they call gold futures. Gold is bearish, coming off the lows of the channel. We definitely expect to see some profit taking at these lows. Buyers will most likely get short-term buying opportunities, but wise traders here are going to be waiting here for prices to rise so we can sell it right back down again. As you can see, volume is definitely confirming these lows today. Match up the lows in price with the volume at the bottom. Very, very easy analyzing. We can see volume goes higher as price goes lower. That would be a confirmation of this price going lower. This tells me to stay to the sell side right now for the best possible trades and look for selling opportunities at overhead resistance areas, including the top of this little short-term channel here. You can see kind of got a spike in channel going on here right now. And so we'll be looking at sell overhead. You got targets at this swing, and then depending on if and when we get back down here, you want to definitely take some profit off at the low of that channel. That's what that target's there for as well. Are we going to see the 1,000 number here on gold sometime soon? I don't know. They're talking about raising interest rates. What is going to happen to gold and crude when they raise interest rates later on this year? That's a good question. Let's keep going. We'll have to wait and see how that little soap opera plays out. How about the gold price action chart? we've got some price action here on gold that is telling us a lot of the same stuff. Gold price action is bearish, again, trading off the lows, but now we pick up on a trading range. This is one of the beauties of trading with tick charts as opposed to those JJ bar range Renko charts, right? You lose a lot of information on those range-based charts. You get a lot more information on these tick charts. That's why we like to use them a little bit more as far as a different look at these charts. So we see we got a trading range. Okay, that's going to be a big important clue. Now, again, we can definitely expect to see buyers at these lows. And, boy, I know I've been saying that all week. It just keeps rolling right over. It's just incredible. There's been no relief for these buyers, right? I mean, there really hasn't been any relief off these lows. Is tomorrow going to be the day? We shall see. It looks like, though, we've got that trading range. We get a break of that trading range. And, of course, the trend on this is down, right? So the trend is down. So these buyers really have to get going here. I would expect a measured move. If you measure it out, you can see the measured move puts us right about at these highs. And then you kind of draw the line across here. Yeah, support, resistance, support, resistance. I'm thinking that 1159 area is going to be a juicy, juicy target there for you buyers and a great spot for you sellers to be taking some swings at the short side here. Now, don't forget, again, like I said, the trend is down, so this would be a breakout trap, right? So if you're a seller right now, here's what I'd be looking for, sellers. Look for those buyers to take the bait on a pullback, and if they fail, you know the blood's back in the water again. The sellers are going to they're going to trample these buyers again. So I would expect the buyers to try here. Again, measured move takes you up to that high. But if you're a seller right now, like I am on the yellow metal here, I'll be watching right during that pullback. You see those buyers try and fail. Oh, baby, right? Lower highs here. Absolutely look for the collapse. Again, this has profit taking or short covering rally written all over it. But if they can't get their acts together here, pull back, try to buy it, fail, then of course we'll look for that short and target. If we can get short here, target at the low, target at the low. If you do happen to go up to the top here and sell it off the high, use this midline as a little tasty target as well, and we'll also use this range as a target. All right, remember, markets like to break out of ranges and then come right back and use that same range again as a good target. So again, buyers, be on your best behavior here. Be careful. You're in a downtrend right now, so not too aggressive on the buy side. Sellers, the minute you start seeing those buyers fail, that's your cue to hit the sell button and take this baby back down to that range again. How about some Russell? Now, boy, we have a rollover alert on the Russell. Okay, I got a rollover alert on the Russell. According to my indications, I can see we have an expected rollover for tomorrow, 312. Now, this is always a little bit of a moving target. We don't really know when it's going to roll over. It may roll over tomorrow. It may not be to the following day. If I had to guess right now, I would guess it's going to be Friday or at the end of the day tomorrow. Remember, boys and girls, the official rollover day for professional traders, not on the exchange website, not according to the CME, rollover is when the volume rolls forward. I'm going to put a link below the video here tonight for a tutorial on contract rollover. This is one thing, if you're new to futures, this is the big difference, right? We have rollover, and I'm going to tell you all about rollover. Just follow the link right below the video in the content below the video tonight, and I'll give you a tutorial on contract rollover and what you got to know and how to do it. Very, very easy, but if you're trading Forex or stocks, this is something that's very different. Every 3 months on the E-minis, every 2 months on the gold, every 1 month on crude, and that's all you got to worry about. All right, so we got volume rollover. Again, we'll be checking it tomorrow. It'll be rolling over from the 315 to the 615 contract, and I'll obviously touch base on that tomorrow night in our newsletter. But just a heads up, though, check the volume tomorrow. Do not trade the 315 tomorrow if the volume has moved to the 615. And if you need help with that, don't forget, there'll be a tutorial below the video. Okay, here we go. Russell is bearish. Yeah, just a little bearish here. And this is exactly what we want to see right now, right? Short-term buying going on, profit taking going on, bargain hunting going on. And so you know it's going to get off these lows here. And that's exactly what we're looking for, right? We're looking for these buyers to give us just enough rope, right, to go out and hang them with and bring this thing right back down. If you need another example of this, just go back and watch pretty much the last 6 months of my newsletters on crude oil, because that's all we've been doing for 6 months on crude, waiting for the buyers to start getting all perky and then selling it right back down again. So we know that Russell's bearish, and we're setting up beautifully right now for more selling opportunities at the highs of this bear channel. Smart traders will stay patient for that best selling opportunity up around these range expansion highs, right? Take your range, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, right? Both directions, nice and easy. Now, the range expansion resistance is at 1220.4, but wait a second, we can do better than that. Check out the low. Check out the lows here. Undershoot of the lows, right? Why didn't we get down to those lows? Well, who knows? Undershoot of the lows tells me to expect a little bit of an overcorrection or an overshoot of the highs. So that would be why I broke out my special circle tool here tonight, right? That's right. It's proprietary, of course. Only I've got it. The special circle tool reminds us that this is where we want to be looking for those sells, right? You got, again, just a little bit above the range here, chop around. And again, easy ways to sell here. There are 3 ways to be a seller at this high. If you're a member of mine, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The first way to be a seller is going to be to wait for the buyers, those poor, unsuspecting buyers, to try to buy, right? Wait for a pullback. Maybe it's a wave pattern, right? Maybe double bottom pattern, whatever. Wait for the buyers to try, and when those buyers get smoked, we can sell this sucker right into their stop losses. Okay? Teach you guys how to do that here at School of Trade. It's relatively easy. If you know where you'd be buying as a buyer, where would your stop be? Think about that for a second, and if you have any questions, shoot me an email, jj@schooloftrade.com. That's the first way to do it. Second way to do it is going to be a reversal pattern, right? Draw the trend line up, break of a low, bingo, right back down. Reversal pattern, 3-point reversal. Teach you guys that in the intermediate course here at School of Trade. And then what's the third way? That's right, there was 3 ways to sell the highs here. The next way is to wait for more proof, wait for the reversal, and then sell, sell, sell on the way down, right? So you've got the first potential sell will be the buyers trying up here in no man's land and failing. The second potential sell will be the actual reversal after the buyers get stopped out and run out of the trade. And then the third, of course, would be you wait for the reversal, you wait for the buyers to fail, and then you follow that trend right on down, wave patterns, continuation patterns, things like that, okay? Be ready for that tomorrow here on the Russell. And don't go drinking the bullish Kool-Aid just yet. Remember, we are not a bull until we go up, pull back, and return, right? We're not a bull. We're not a bull until we go back up to high after the pullback, as far as I'm concerned. Right now, we're just setting up for a nice big short Ola here off those highs here. Remember, keep an eye out for the rollover tomorrow. And last but not least here, we have the Russell price action chart here, the Mighty Mini Russell. Russell, broken the highs of the trading range. We have a short-term bull channel. Yep. Short-term bull channel. Got it. And we're going to use that, again, you got some aggressive buyers here. If you're an aggressive buyer, you got some short-term buying opportunities up here. But don't go getting too aggressive on it, because once we get up top, we've got range expansion resistance, and then, are you really going to make it this easy on us? You know we talked about this spike and ledge last night, right? You remember in last night's newsletter how I said if the sellers can't take this down, remember what's going to happen. It's going to go right back to the spike. Yeah, right? Spike in channel, spike in ledge, pennant patterns. They're all the same. They start with a big, ridiculously big spike, right? I mean, it's so obvious you can't miss it, right? You're going, whoa, what happened there? It's a spike. That's a spike. Right? And this, of course, is a spike in ledge because it just spikes straight down and goes sideways, right? That's a spike in ledge. A spike in channel would be one that channels lower, right? And then, of course, you got a flag. A flag would go in the opposite direction, right? Again, we'll teach you guys as a school trade. It's very easy stuff. But we know we have a spike in ledge. And we also know that spike in ledge should continue, right? There should be a measured move, and we should continue, hence the target down here. Well, what happened? The buyers got their way with it, right? So we should... Big drops, big pops, right? We should end up right back where we came from. So if I had to guess right now, I would say buyers, you guys should have your way with it until we get up around this 1222 area, and that's when the real work's going to start, right? That's where the buyers really have a bunch of work to do. Now, if you were trading on a volume profile chart, something like that, right, you'd probably see a lot of the volume piled up right here as well. So for all you auction market order flow enthusiasts out there, I don't think you need order flow, by the way. I don't think you need it. I think everything you need is in the chart here already. If it was good enough for Osaka, Japan, it's good enough for us. That book by Steve Nissen's a great read, by the way, Japanese Candlesticks. If you need more information on that book, let me know. Give me an email, jj@schooloftrade.com. You got the Russell all taken care of now, right? Short-term buys, long-term sells. I got my eye up here at that 12.22 even. That's definitely we're looking for the first opportunity to sell. And then, of course, target, right? Break out of the range, use the range for your targets. And if we happen to just get all giggly here and tumble, we know that we're going to be going to that range expansion target all the way down there. Looking good, Mr. Russell. Looking good, Mr. Russell. How about the crude? How about that crude? I thought we found the bottom, guys. Where are all my bulls out there right now? What happened? I know I've been kind of poking the bee's nest a little bit on that. I'm sorry. I need to back off on that. Like I said, guys, until you hear from the powers that be in Saudi Arabia, until they come on the microphone and start talking about crude oil prices, right? We heard from Russia today. They're going to meet with OPEC. Sure. Is OPEC still even around anymore? Does anybody take them seriously any longer? It's a surprise to me. Here we go. Crude oil's bearish, coming off today's new lows. Yeah, fresh new lows. Talked about that in last night's newsletter. State of the downside, guys. State of the downside right now on crude oil. Smart traders are waiting for the buyers to grab those short-term buying opportunities before selling up at the highs of the channel. And we're going to use that 49-ish area as just a juicy area for a target for a buyer. If you're a buyer right now, okay, now the next chart, I'm going to show you why it's really aggressive being a buyer right now. You got to really be careful being a buyer right now. But I know there are some permabulls out there right now. It can't keep going any lower, right? Well, apparently it can. So we know that we're looking at breakout, pullback, but it's counter trend. Right? It's counter trend. So buyers, guys, be careful here. But if you do want to be a buyer, you got a nice target waiting for you up here. I'm going to say 49 a barrel. You know, it's a little bit below 49 a barrel. 48.92 is the level I've got on the chart here. But then smart traders are waiting here now, right, to sell these highs and bring it right back down. The trading range here is going to be your number one target here. And then, of course, we'll possibly get down. Is that 46? That is 46. Just a hair below 47. Are we going to see the 30s sometime this year? I'm just putting it out there. Who knows, right? Could you imagine seeing 30s? I mean, I think I saw $1.99, unleaded gasoline here in Los Angeles. I mean, we have like $17 a gallon gas here in LA. It's ridiculous, the LA surcharge. Are we going to see 99 cents a barrel? I mean, or 99 cents a gallon here? Boy, that would be insanity. It would cost you more to put a Mountain Dew in the cup holder than it will to fill up your tank. Anyways, so we know we got overhead resistance. We know the aggressive buyers can take this thing higher. Wise sellers, though, are going to wait for those highs to be tested so we can sell this sucker right back down in. $50 a barrel is a ways away right now. So, I mean, we may get a run at it. If we do get a run at it, we actually do have a double range expansion just a little shy of that 50. So I wouldn't think we go back to 50 tomorrow, but who the heck knows with this market these days. We're definitely going to stay to the downside, though, looking to sell those highs on crude. And then last but not least here, here's a pretty important chart, I would say, here on the crude for all you crude traders out there. Pretty important chart here. You can see price action is bearish. No shocker there. And we have this trading range. Now, again, you can see a lot more details on these tick charts, right? It's a big difference. And there's no right or wrong way to do it, but these give us more information, and it allows us to kind of hone in on that range a little bit better, right? See, sorry about that, Blizzard, sorry about that. You can see the little hit and run right there, little hit and run pattern there at the lows. You can discount that, mark up the lows right there. So you can see kind of a little bit better, more accurate view there of that trading range. So with the bear trend, again, trend is bearish. With this bearish trend, we're going lower, and you'll learn about all this stuff in my intermediate course. I actually teach in the trial too. Take the trial, you'll learn this too. This is called a bear trend with a bull trap, right? It's a bull trap. So the buyers took it up. The sellers definitely tried. They held here. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we try to go higher here. But you've got range expansion resistance overhead. This really should come back down based on the trend here. So let's talk about this. If you're a buyer right now, where are you buying to? You really don't have a lot more room to be a buyer right now. 48.57. If we happen to break above that 57 area, you could buy it on a pullback using that 57 as support up to 49.14. That's an option for you. But again, you really got to be careful being a buyer right now. If you haven't learned from the past 6 months, well, you're probably not going to learn now. But anyways, at least I can sleep better at night telling you to be careful being a buyer right now. Bottom line is, if you want to be a seller here, what's our options for being a seller? Remember, we talked about 3 different options being a seller. What was it? It was a buyer failure. It was a reversal. And it was a short continuation, right? So seller continuation, right? Wave pattern, retracement pattern. So those are the 3 options here if you want to be a seller, right? A seller. So one way to do it is again, go up to the 48.57, wait for those poor soul buyers here. They try to buy it again. Now they may push it through. Let's not joke, right? I mean, they could easily push it through. You know, we can't predict the future. What we do know though is that if we see a lower high there though, and those buyers, where's the stop going to be? Stop's going to be right there. Easy. And you know, a lot of those buyers have been listening to my video on YouTube. They're the ones hitting the down like button every night. You know that's who's hitting the down button, right? I'm having fun with you. Buyers, I still love you though. I still love you. You can hit the down button if you want again. It's okay. I won't take it personally. But we know though that we know where the buyers will have their stop, and where they get stopped out, that's where smart sellers are going to be looking for it. Right? We're going to be hunting those stops here. Absolutely. And of course, the second thing is going to be a little bit later in the process. We draw the trend line, right? We wait for price to break, and then we have the breakdown for the reversal pattern, 3-point reversal pattern. And then, of course, for all the really conservative sellers, which I kind of fall into that category, we'll wait for price to go up, make the turn, see proof, and then wave as we go down. And remember, as we go lower here, target. Don't get greedy and try to hold all the way down to 47. I don't blame you, but remember, a bird in the hand is worth 10 in the bush when it comes to being day trader. So take your profit off at the highs, at the lows, and at the range expansion target. So right now, short-term buying opportunities, but guys, don't go risking the rent payment on buying crude right now. I'll tell you right now, be very careful. It's very obvious here these buyers have control temporarily, but we'll be watching closely to see if those buyers try and fail up around those 48.5 areas, and then it's off to the races, back to the downside. Guys and gals, thank you so much for being a part of the newsletter tonight. As always, great to hear all the feedback. I always love hearing from you guys. Send me an email, jj@schooloftrade.com. What do you love? What do you hate? Don't forget, download those charts for tomorrow. Grab your free pass and register for that nightly newsletter mailing list. And at the same time, don't forget, if you happen to stumble on over here to SchoolOfTrade.com, did you know we have the best free trial on the planet? We do. I spent 6 months of my life working on my free trial. It's the best in the business, and I'll prove it to you. All I need is your name and your email address, and I'll shoot you over the link to log into your free trial. You're going to learn more there in a week with me than you will anywhere else on the web, I can tell you that much. We have 3 levels of membership: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. We offer lifetime memberships for all of our members. That way you can learn and earn at your own pace. And don't forget, if you need any more help, I've got someone standing by. Yeah, that's actually her. She's standing by to talk to you right now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. My name is Joseph. Be well. Be nice to each other out there, all right? And be ready to sell that crude, Russell, and gold for tomorrow. Thanks for being here, guys and gals. Send me your feedback. I want to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. And come out and join me tomorrow in my live trade room, 8 a.m. Eastern time. We'll kick it all off with members. Have a great day out there, boys and girls. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.